has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. The forwards are Thompson and Harris. Then there's Jalen Duren. Then it's Duncan Robinson. And it's Jenkins in at the 1. And for the Warriors, we've got DeAnthony Melton. Green is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Curry. And it's Santos in at the 3 spot. On paper, this game looks one-sided, GA, but you never know in the NBA, do you? As they say, anything can happen.
Yeah, that means just so much talent in the league. If one or two guys get hot, this could end up being an upset. The difference between good teams and bad is razor thin.
Now here's Curry driving in. They kick it out to Green. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Green's got the first bucket of the game with the 3 for the Warriors. The Pistons on offense. It's a 3-point game. On the way, Harris. Pass to Jenkins. Takes a 3. That one's in. His first shot this game.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
Now here's Curry. And the Warriors, another 3.
And after seeing a 3 hit on the other end, Steph reminds people who he is.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Porzingis. Jalen Duren has certainly forced him in this NBA. He's a nightly double-double.
Well, he looks like a bouncer at a nightclub, but you forget how young this guy is. If he keeps improving like this, Kevin, he has a chance to be one of the premier bigs in this league.
I was going to say the same thing about you, but I'll call you a Greek god as opposed to a bouncer in a bar. How's that?
I much prefer the Greek god description.
First free throw is good. And GA, we know Coach Steve Kerr has been up front. In order to win, the Warriors need to take and make a lot of threes.
Well, it's the superpower of their best player. And the arrival of Jimmy Butler has provided some balance. But threes are still their best bet.
And both free throws good for Duren. And Tim, the improvement for the Detroit Pistons keyed by acquiring veteran floor spacers. You must like that aspect, am I right?
Yeah, I love that, Kevin. The fact that they have a star offensive player and they went out and added guys that can create more space for their best player and also they become a great defensive team.
Here's Harris. The Warriors making the shot. Back to Robinson. Takes the 3. The Warriors pull it in. Their last meeting was in Detroit, where they were unable to fight off the Pistons.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Well, they have to stay aggressive, but protecting the basketball is at the top of the whiteboard. There's a balance.
Now here is Harris. 8 points his last outing. On the wing, Thompson. 6 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Porzingis with the ball. He's picked up by Jenkins. Santos, the pass to Melton. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Duren, the pass to Jenkins. Back to Duren. Here's Harris. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Well, that's the thing about Tobias Harris. You think of him as a high-volume three-point shooter, but historically, he actually takes a lot more twos.
Now, here's Melton. 17 points for him last game against the Kings in Sacramento.
Well, the defense should consider themselves lucky there because he's not usually one to miss those kinds of looks.
Harris outside. Robinson for three. Here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
Good luck dealing with Duren on the offensive glass. That's just an outstanding job staying with the play.
Melton kicks to Curry. Porzingis sets the pick for Curry. From the arc, sinks the triple. Curry's got 6.
He's been on fire since the beginning of this game, particularly when you look at the high percentage shots he's getting.
And here is Jenkins. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
And when you give up a 3, there's always this instinct to try and get it back immediately.
Now here's Green. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Green. Curry's got his 3rd basket of the night. For Detroit, they've gone 4-7 from the field, shooting over 50%. And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. And let's take a second to recognize the rookies who have been doing a terrific job distributing the basketball this past month. Here's Jenkins. Robinson a screen on Curry. Pass to Robinson. Puts up a deep 3. And Santos pulls it down.
Really tough quarter for him shooting the basketball.
Took him no time at all on that one.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Now here's Jenkins. Thompson a screen on Curry. They get it again. And it's Thompson with the jam.
And when he lets the athleticism take over, Thompson can do almost anything.
Pass to Santos. Back to Curry. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Well, he has dictated the tempo this entire quarter, getting basically whatever he wants offensively.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
And what a great job they have done sharing the ball. This is what team basketball looks like, and I love to see it.
Now in his late 30s, Steph Curry, Tim, continues to be a dominant force.
Well, his conditioning is on a world-class level, Kevin. He's never been one to beat you with his explosiveness, so his plan is just to outlast his opponents.
Warriors leading by 6. Here's Green. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Jenkins with it. Robinson finds Harris. Back to Robinson. There's the 3. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Robinson's got his second basket of the night.
And credit Harris for creating that high percentage look, scanning the floor and finding the best option.
This one for 3. Santos, no good. Pistons trail by 5. Robinson dishes to Jenkins. Back to Robinson. Clock at 6. For 3, Harris. Offensive rebound. Duren has screen. There's the lob to Duren. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. On the wing, Melton. Pass to Curry. The wide open look here for Porzingis. No good from outside. And it's Harris with the ball for the Pistons. Trailing by 5. Now Jenkins. Back to Harris. To the wing right side. Duren wide open. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
And I love it. Duren there extending his range. Not necessarily beyond the arc, but a few steps outside the paint.
Porzingis can't hit.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Robinson passes to Jenkins. Here's Thompson, guarded by Green. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. It's good. This game is all even. Robinson's got 9.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Curry deciding where to go with it. To end the cold streak, Robinson pulls it in.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's Thompson. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
The craftiness on his finish helped Thompson grab the whistle on that play.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Detroit.
And guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
And clearly they have been using the three-point line to their advantage, looking for that shot early and often.
Well, this league has some of the world's best athletes. But Asar Thompson, like his brother Amen, Tim, they're on another level.
Yeah, this guy has a top-tier burst and relentlessness to make things happen. He's already a stopper at the defensive end.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Let's check out the standings in the Western Conference and see how the playoff race is shaping up. We'll take a look at the Warriors. They would be at the golf course if the playoffs happened today, looking to make a final push.
And for the Warriors, they need to turn it on here down the stretch, or else they risk missing not just the playoffs, but the play-in tournament as well. They'll need to play their best basketball starting now.
Over in the quarter, Porzingis. Green passes to Porzingis. Fades away. Good on the shot.
And with that one, he halts an 11-0 run by Detroit.
Thompson outside. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Harris with it. Now guarded by Porzingis. And that one drops for him. Harris has got his second basket of the night.
Well, that's nice. Asserting himself inside. Harris taking it right to the defense.
Green kicks to Curry. And it's off from three-point range.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Here's a look at the stats for Kristaps Porzingis. Since the break, he's come back strong, really making his presence felt. Averaging about 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up, fantastic scoring production from him.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively, and he has provided points pretty much every time they've needed him.
Curry outside. And the rebound goes to the Pistons. To the inside. Here's Sasser. No one near Herter as he lets it fly. And he's good on the 3-ball. And it's a 6-point Piston lead. Payton outside. Back to Curry. Launches from deep. From beyond the arc and then some. Curry's got 15 points.
He is totally locked in offensively and doing everything he can to bring his team back.
Harris, good. And the Pistons lead by 5.
It continues to make plays offensively, having a very efficient quarter.
Outside, Green. Payton outside. Outside, Green. Payton with the screen for Green. Back to Payton. Majemski on the wing. No good with the triple. The Pistons on offense. They're on an 18-5 run here. Duran with the screen on Payton. Bounce pass Herter. Pass to Harris. Shot clock at 6. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Tobias Harris.
I'm really not too surprised to see the rebounding numbers trail off a bit. He's a veteran player getting up there in years, and what comes with that is some changes to physicality and intentional adjustments to playing style. Even though his rebounding output has declined, that veteran presence and basketball IQ continue to grow.
Here's Majemski. A three-pointer off the mark.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Sasser finds Reed. Now here's Herter. Here's Sasser. Hasn't made one yet. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. Inside, here's Majemski. And he goes in for the dunk.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Okay, I see ya. That's your point guard getting up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And it's the Warriors with the ball, following the bucket by the Pistons. Fires from deep. LeVert grabs the miss. Up top, Herter. He's defended by Majemski. Now here's Herter. Launches a three, and the last-second attempt doesn't fall. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Pistons lead by 5. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from San Francisco. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
Well, pounding the boards is one way to gain an advantage. They simply owned the glass in that first.
They clearly wanted to be the more physical team, and they are setting the tone that way. I love the work.
So with Curry sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Gary Payton II is out there with Quentin Post. Then there's Brandon Majemski, and it's Spencer in at the shooting guard position. When you think about elite offensive players, Tim, what's one area that can really put them over the top and into a completely different category?
I think it's those guys that have a willingness to move without the basketball. If you have a willingness to run and cut and respace, it's going to create a lot of problems for a defense.
Has that even become more of a thing now as you watch these high-octane space and pace type offenses?
There is no question. It's become something that's a priority for teams now, and I also think the ingenuity of these young coaches creates a better flow offensively if you're willing to run without the basketball.
That's terrific. Here's LeVert following the score by Golden State. Reed the pass to Herter. Back to Reed. And the dunk by Reed.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Majemski on the wing. He's covered by Sasser. Top of the key, Payton. Pass to Spencer. Shoots over Herter. Spencer's shot is off.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Now here's LeVert. He started close, and the shot goes in.
What a great touch on that shot from LeVert. Even the foul can't interrupt the rhythm of his mechanics.
You know, Tim, regardless of where he's played, Caris LeVert has always found a role.
Well, there's a lot to like, Kevin. He can defend as well as create offensively, and that means he's going to be in your rotation.
And after years of disappointment, the Pistons, Tim, finally seem to have put it together.
And I think the key for them has been blending in the right amount of veteran leadership with their emerging young players. And I'll tell you what, this team still has a lot more upside.
Here's Spencer, still without a basket. Payton with the screen. That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Spencer.
Well, those are the ones you're happy to get every trip down the floor if you can.
And here's LeVert. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. So for the Pistons, Duren, he's checked in for Reed. Duncan Robinson comes in for Caris LeVert. And it's Jenkins in for Marcus Sasser. On the wing, Melton. He's defended by Herter. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Pass to Payton. And here's Melton. He's defended by Herter. Payton, good.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen. And here are the top free throw shooting teams this month. You don't want to put these guys in the line too often. The Warriors, number 1.
And they've had a lot of success at the free throw line, converting those at a high level. So I'd look for them to continue to attack the rim.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks. The Pistons are improving on both ends, but particularly on defense. Cade Cunningham said, everybody is stepping up on that end and taking the challenge to guard. We have a good system that allows us all to play our strengths. We're still hungry, though. We're not satisfied at all. Back over to you.
More to prove. Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report. Robinson misses. Warriors trail by 4. Greg, everything they're doing is working right now.
Good run they have going right now. The momentum is huge.
Payton outside. Pass to Curry. Post with it. Clock at 4. Here's Santos. 3-pointers off the mark. Pistons leading by 4. Outside Robinson. Here's Jenkins. Back to Robinson. Hangs home the trifecta. Robinson's got 12.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Curry finds post. And here's Melton. It's rebounded by Herter. Detroit's gotten the 3-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Outside Robinson. Melton against Herter. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Resourceful move there. That was not an easy one to convert.
Well, even with a bigger defender on him, he was undeterred.
Now here's Curry. 17 points in the game. Curry always finds a way. This time inside.
And that is exactly why Curry is must-see TV.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. Some changes for Golden State. Draymond Green comes in for Quentin Post. And it's Brandon Podziemski in for Gary Payton. And a switcher also for Detroit. Asar Thompson, he's checked in for Kevin Huerter. Now Jenkins. Outside Robinson. Three-pointer. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Pass to Santos. Back to Curry. The 3. Rebounded by the Pistons.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Yep, that one goes in there.
And this guy is a beast around the rim. That's just too much Jalen Duren right now.
Now Melton. Pass to Green. Here's Podziemski. Last game with 30 points.
Well, that's a tough matchup because he's skilled and relentless.
So for the Pistons, their last game, a win against Charlotte. Jenkins dishes to Thompson. Now here is Robinson. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists tonight.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Now here's Melton. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. On the wing, Green. Defended by Duren. Curry buries the 3-shot.
And even after all those 3-pointers he hit in that first quarter, it looks like the D still didn't learn its lesson as they've left him open for another one.
Robinson kicks to Holland. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. And it's Podziemski in the corner. Outside Curry. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And while we have a moment, let's check the stats for Thompson. He's been more than solid over the last month. He's putting up 9 points a game, almost 2.5 steals, and 5 rebounds. And he really anchors them defensively with that tenacious play on that side of the ball.
Yeah, it's all about great energy, and he brings that part to the game. His teammates feed off of that.
Porzingis, he's checked in for Golden State. And a switcher also for Detroit. Harris is checked in. Robinson, that's good.
And guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
This defense is trying to stay connected to him, but he is on a mission.
Now here's Green. He has 5. Pass to Curry. Just 5 to shoot. Over Jenkins. Curry can't get it to go.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Harris a screen on Melton. Robinson for 3, and another 3 for Detroit.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Here's Santos. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. On the wing, Melton. Guarded by Robinson. Nobody near Melton. And that one is off. Pistons leading by 15. Duren the pass to Jenkins. The Pistons working the ball around now. Here's Duren. It's hauled in by Porzingis. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Warriors. Pass to Santos. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Santos has got 5 points so far. And you have to like how they're moving the ball right now.
Snappy passes to ready shooters. It's basketball 101, but boy, is it working.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's ready to talk things through with them. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. You take a look at the Pistons. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there.
And I think for the Pistons, they've done a great job putting themselves in the best position possible. Tons of confidence heading into the postseason for this group.
Now, here's Duran. 8 points for him. Harris dishes to Jenkins. Robinson for 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds in this game. Tim, some forget, prior to the success of Stephen Curry, the Warriors were not considered a top-tier franchise.
Well, before he arrived in 2009, this was one of the lowest all-time winning percentages, but they have built a dynasty, and they are now considered one of the most valuable franchises in all of sports.
Now Jenkins, after the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Warriors trail by 12. Outside, Green. Back to Curry from outside the arc. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got 5 assists in the game.
Yeah, I don't care if he's blindfolded. You're always okay with Curry taking a 3 from that range.
Now, here is Robinson. He had 19 points in the win against the Hornets in Charlotte. Porzingis kicks to Green. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
One of the best defenders of his generation. Tim, do you think Draymond Green will be a surefire Hall of Famer?
Well, he's a former Defensive Player of the Year, and not to mention a key contributor on 4 Warriors championship teams. Kevin, he will be in the Hall of Fame, no question.
That's good from Green. And from technical fouls, Tim, to flagrant fouls, it always seems like Draymond Green is walking that line and in the crosshair.
Walking that line or stomping on that line. I don't know what, but it's where he seems to want to live. You love that competitive fire. You just have to make sure it doesn't cross the line where he hurts his team.
But don't you think he knows exactly what he's doing at all times?
He understands most officials don't want to give him that second technical, that's for sure.
Now here's Jenkins. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
That's a really nice job that time, drawing the defense in. Harris earning that whistle.
Detroit shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
First free throw is good. All right, Legs, follow me here. You look at the rise of teams like Detroit, there's a lot to be said for having young legs.
Well played, Kevin, well played. And look, today's game exacts a physical toll. And if you think of it, that's especially true when you're playing a team like the Pistons. They play fast and they hit hard. And that's why you don't want to foul a guy like him. He is going to make those free throws.
Pass to Melton. Now here's Porzingis, defended by Duran. Porzingis against Duran. Fade away. Now Bounces high off the rim and drops. Porzingis has got his second bucket tonight.
And the soft touch for a guy Porzingis' size, he shoots it so well from the mid-range.
A nice shot by Harris.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Curry passes to Green. Porzingis with a screen on Harris. Green kicks to Melton. Detroit with the rebound. Harris has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Nothing going his way this quarter offensively. Time to recalibrate.
He gets it in there. Jenkins got 5 points so far.
That's the right pass to make. Beautiful job.
Outside Curry. And yes, it's good. Curry's got 27.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Good to have you with us. With the season in its latter portion, let's look at the Eastern Conference playoff race.
Taking a look here now at Detroit, they're right where they want to be, and they're right where they should be. Now it's a matter of getting everything in place for the title run. These guys will be tough to beat in a 7-game series.
And getting back to our current contest, very impressive first-half performance for the Pistons.
Something my partner will appreciate. These guys are living in the paint, and it's going to be hard to move them out of there, Shaq.
Yeah, that's what we call renters' rights. They are holding that lease, baby.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Curry has been sensational.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Nothing in this league more difficult to defend than a well-timed weak side cut.
Detroit leading by 11. On the floor for Detroit, Harris steps in at the 4 with Duren at the center spot. Then it's Asar Thompson. Then it's Duncan Robinson. And it's Jenkins in at the point. Now here's Curry. Outside Green. Curry is inside. And he lays it straight in. Curry's got it back down to within single digits for the Warriors.
On the offensive end, Curry both prolific and efficient.
Jenkins the pass to Robinson. Duren sets the screen for Robinson. Off target from three-point range. The Warriors shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Into the lane. Pass to Santos. Back to Melton. 6 to shoot. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Porzingis with the steal. Here's Green. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Green's got 10 points in the game.
And Draymond is smart at knowing when to shoot the ball, especially when he's got strong positions inside.
Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Duren a screen. A shot by Thompson. No one's around. No good on the triple.
That's 3 straight misses to start the second half. Not what they wanted.
Curry kicks to Melton. Puts it up. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Melton's got his second basket of the game.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Pass to Harris. So, Tim, you ended your NBA career a little bit early because of knee problems, and at 34, you made the transition to broadcasting and have excelled so much. What has that journey been like?
Well, certainly, Kevin, I wish I could have played another handful of years, but you're right. The knee injury forced me into this line of work, and I'm blessed and grateful because I can stay connected to the game. I get to watch it every night with a front row seat, and hopefully I get to make people a little bit smarter about what they're watching.
Oh, you do, believe me, you definitely do. And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff, looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Well, as you can now see on the 2K leaderboard, these are the NBA's steal leaders since the All-Star break. Asar Thompson on top.
Defensively, he's been a glove. I mean, he has just been blanketing his opponents.
Here's Duren. 10 points for him. Pass to Jenkins. Now, here's Duren. Now Robinson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Harris outside. Launches a 3. The Warriors pull it in.
This is definitely not how they envisioned starting the second half.
Now, here's Melton. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Green in the high post. Harris is there. Nice shot by Porzingis.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here's Jenkins. He's got 5. Back to Harris. Fires the 3. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got his 6th rebound on the night. Melton passes to Green. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Outside Robinson from past the arc. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
He created the opening. He got the angle. Unfortunately, that miss is just on him.
Gets it to go. That one good for Melton. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Warriors.
I mean, they've been stepping it up in terms of their shooting from distance, and the confidence has been there all game long, leaving the defense to scramble.
And they are racking up the assist totals because they're moving the ball selflessly. You're seeing great chemistry out there.
And the first one drops. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
Well, fortunately, as he searches for his scoring rhythm, they still have the lead for now.
Outside, Green. And here's Melton. 9 points in the game so far. Curry with it. 3-pointer. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
I've always admired the impact that Steph Curry, Tim, has made on this game, and not only at this level, but at every level. With that in mind, do shooters train differently in part because of him?
Yeah, I believe they do, Kevin, but you've got to beware. This is a guy that's often imitated, rarely replicated. He is so special, but I think guys need to add escape dribbles, the sidestep dribble, and certainly deep shooting off the dribble. That's where Steph Curry has impacted the modern shooter.
That's good advice. And it's the Warriors with the ball, following the bucket by the Pistons. Now Melton takes a three. Detroit with the rebound. Duran's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Harris outside. Here's Duran. He's got 12. Here's Robinson, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Robinson's got 26. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
Curry finds Porzingis. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 3 assists in the game.
And nice use of size by Porzingis inside, able to practically play on top of the D.
Now here's Thompson. He's got 5. Outside Robinson. Thompson, a screen on Melton. Robinson for 3. Offensive rebound. Duran. And Duran slams it in.
And if Duran decides to go up and try to dunk that, who in this league is going to get in his way?
Outside Green. A 3 ball. Here's Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
That's going to be a big morale booster.
And you know what? It could come down to those second-chance buckets when it's all said and done today.
Well, in a game this close, that is a huge play.
Now, here is Robinson. 26 points for him.
He was torching them from deep in the first half, but he has not made one here in the second.
On the wing, Melton. Guarded by Robinson. And the basket by Curry.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Pistons trail by 4. Harris, right side. Pass to Jenkins. Fires the 3. Out to Harris. Now Robinson from downtown. And Santos pulls it down.
He just can't get anything going in this quarter, and his team desperately in need of a spark.
Outside Curry. Here's Santos. Shot clock at 6. Now Porzingis. And the layup's good off the glass. Porzingis has got 12.
After a forgettable first half, he is turning it on now. You love to see this kind of resilience.
Jenkins with a screen for Robinson. And the 3 ball is good.
4 threes in the first half, and now another here in the second. He is feeling it.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. And the Warriors with some changes. Gary Payton has checked in for Draymond Green. And it's Brandon Podziemski in for Stephen Curry. Detroit also making some changes. Holland, he's checked in for Duran. And Kevin Huerter subbed in for Thompson. Here's Santos. 5 points in the game. Pass to Porzingis. Clock at 6. Fires from deep. Holland with the rebound. Pistons trail by 3. Now here's Jenkins. He's got 5. Here's Harris, and here is Jenkins. No good. That would have tied it. Pass to Pajemski. Melton feeling it out a bit. Left side, Porzingis. Here's Santos for the three. Rebound by the Pistons. Holland's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And here's Herter outside. Warriors with the rebound. And here is Payton. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Pass to Santos. Back to Payton. Pajemski with it. Payton with the screen. Beyond the arc. Here's Santos. And the Warriors miss again. Herter against Payton. And Jenkins kicks to Herter. And it's all evened up. Herter's got 8 points.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Pass to Santos. Porzingis high post. Now Pajemski. On the wing, Melton. Porzingis sets the pick for Melton. Trying to get something going. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Herter kicks to Jenkins. Harris setting the pick for Jenkins. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for Golden State. Pass to Melton. Porzingis with a screen on Herter. Melton, no good.
Well, if you take low percentage shots, you are going to have difficulty making them.
Porzingis against Harris. Harris setting the pick for Herter. And a miss there on the triple. It's Payton high post. Robinson on him. Pass to Pajemski. Now here's Melton. Here's Porzingis. Lays it up and banks it in. Porzingis has got 10 points now just in this quarter. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. The Warriors on top. They're up by 2. We've got more in store for you right after this. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Yeah, right there, he wasn't a ball stopper. He kept his eyes up and his options open.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the 4th quarter could have even more action in store for us. Pajemski out there with Curry. Then there's Gary Payton II. Then it's Quentin Post and Richard. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Curry outside, trains the three-pointer. Curry's got 35 in the game.
And he got loose from the three-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
Pass to Herter. Duren sets the screen for Herter. Offensive rebound. Another shot. And Duren lays it in.
And what's great about Duren's production is it's consistent and he plays to his strengths.
Right side Curry. Curry cooks him up inside.
Stronger than he looks. Curry able to take the hit there and finish.
Now LeVert. Pass to Duren. And here's Herter. Plays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Outside Curry. There's the triple. And the Warriors, another three.
What an exhibition he's putting on today. This is about as hot as you can get.
LeVert the pass to Herter. LeVert is screen on Curry. Herter kicks to Holland. Down low. Outside, Payton. Podziemski finds post. Back to Podziemski. Pass to post. Curry against Herter. Here's Podziemski. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Their offense is cooking right now, and that's because the execution has been there.
Now, here's LeVert. Here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
And he showed you great timing as well. Offensive rebounding, one of his specialties.
Curry can't get it to go.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
From deep, Herter. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
A pretty free look from three-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
Well, that is a big bucket, a very important possession.
And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. Green, he's checked in for the Warriors. Thompson, he's checked in for Detroit. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr had to say to the team. He told them, no time to celebrate. The work is not finished. We've got to stick with it and keep growing what we've got here. Words of wisdom for his squad. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks. Here's Post. To the left wing. Outside, Green. Golden State moving the ball around. Shot from 12. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Herter with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. And Duren slams it in.
Well, with that size and athletic ability, Duren is a terrific alley-oop threat.
Back to Podziemski. Outside, Green. The tray. And the Warriors miss again.
So far, he hasn't done a lot of damage from 3. Only had that 1 in the first half.
Pass to Holland. The screen from Thompson. Holland, no good. The Warriors leading. Podziemski with it. Outside Curry. Fires for 3. Rebound by the Pistons. Holland's got 6 rebounds in the game. Duren the pass to Holland. Now Sasser. Pass to Holland. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Here's Post. He's covered by Sasser. To the inside. Now Post. Good. Great play by Green to set it up. Green's got his 9th assist in the game now. Pass to Duren. Here's Herter. And there's the drive. Lays it up off the glass. Herter's got 10 points here in the second half.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Curry. Richard, he's covered by Thompson. From deep, Green. Rebound by the Pistons. Duran's got rebound number 15 here tonight. Thompson passes to Holland. Back to Thompson. Hollins kicks to Thompson to take the lead. Pajemski grabs the board. The Warriors have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Pass to Green. Now Post. He's covered by Sasser. Curry outside. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Pistons trail by 4. Duran with the bounce pass. Intercepted. Back to Pajemski. To the paint. 5 to shoot. Green kicks to Curry. Puts up a deep 3. And the Warriors another 3.
And he has led the attack for them the entire game, and now he's trying to get them to the finish line.
Pass to Holland. Back to Sasser. Herter on the wing. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Herter's got 10 points in the quarter.
Well, he is doing everything he can offensively in this quarter, but unfortunately, it's a team game, and he can't win this alone.
Now, here's Green. Here's Curry. He's defended by Herter. Left side Curry. Shoots over Herter. Stephen Curry again. Curry's got 48.
And we've seen him do this before, just kicking it up to another level here in the fourth. That puts him at 75% shooting in the quarter.
Herter with it, guarded by Curry. And Duran slams it in.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Now here's Curry. Another bucket. Wow.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. Here's Sasser. Pulls it up. The rebound by Post.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Well, that's just a wasted opportunity.
Now here's Curry. And got it! Another basket.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. So for the Pistons, Tobias Harris is checked in for Holland. Robinson comes in for Kevin Herter. And it's Jenkins in for Marcus Sasser. Pistons trail by 8. Now here's Jenkins. Harris. Yeah, count it.
A solid 6'8". Harris can more than handle his own inside. Really an overlooked part of his game.
Green outside. Curry buries the deep ball.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
Well, they are hunting deep shots, but they'll take the layup if you give them it.
Duran hustles for the rebound and guides it back in.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
And here is Curry. Milton with the ball. Green with a screen on Robinson. Duren pulls it down.
Oh, he is off from deep. Maybe it's time to look for another option.
For three. Can't get it.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
If he can just make a couple of buckets, though, this can all be put in his rearview mirror.
Stephen Curry connects again from distance.
And this parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
Oh, and that latest triple ties him for second for the most threes in a game. What a monster he's been from deep.
And he's tied Curry's mark from 2016, which was the top spot for threes in a game for a short while. It's been that kind of takeover display that we've seen here tonight.
Now Milton. Outside Curry. Good! Another from three.
And of course it falls for him. That three pushes him into the history books.
Well, he is now tied for the most threes in a game. This is a night we will never forget.
In all those great shooting performances from Klay Thompson, well, this night belongs right there with him.
Here's Curry. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. And that one drops.
Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you could see the killer instinct take over.
They are playing with so much confidence. They've been clutch all the way around.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting two.
And you know what you've got to respect about a guy like Harris? He has been in a lot of different uniforms over the course of his career, but he's been productive everywhere he's been.
He hits the first one, and that brings them to within 10. And Harris drops them both. 24 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Curry. Bajemski with it. Fires the three. Knocks down the three. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
So let's go courtside where Allie LaForce is standing by with our player of the game. Allie.
Thanks so much, Stephen. A big-time victory tonight. What aspect of this win pleases you the most?
It was a full team effort. Obviously, we look at the stat sheet, but the little things I'm talking about that we did to win the game tonight are huge. And that's when it's winning time, we showed up, and that means a lot.
It's got to feel good to see it come together. Thanks so much.
Good stuff, Allie. Thanks. And that'll do it, folks. Along with Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you once again for being with us here tonight on 2K Sports. And now, our player of the game, Stephen Curry.